Welcome to the video. You're listening to Phil of Philby Gaming. With the very recent release of Hogwarts Legacy, I've managed to grab myself a little playtime, and today I want to show you 10 things I think you might find useful for anyone beginning a playthrough. As you can tell from the thumbnail, we're giving away a copy of Hogwarts Legacy today, and as a promise, if the video hits 5,000 views by the closing date of the competition, which is February 24th, just a few weeks away, I'll upgrade the giveaway to 3 copies, so make sure to share this video to increase your chances of winning. If you enjoyed today's content, make sure to hit like and subscribe and turn on notifications to be the first alerted every time a new video is produced. These are just beginner tips, so those who have a little playtime already may know a few of them, if not all, but hopefully you'll learn something useful today. Please be aware, there may be minor spoilers ahead from early on in the title. With that being said, let's get straight to it. 10 useful things to know for beginners. Hogwarts Legacy. To start things off, let's talk about the blank pictures that you can find scattered around the world. These are a pretty good way to earn yourself not only a field guide page, but also some experience points. To complete each one is pretty simple. Using the spell Lumos, you can reveal the picture fully. The frame is surrounded by butterflies, and what you may notice is that there's space for one more at the bottom. Studying the picture will reveal a location, normally very close by. Find the area that the picture is showing and you'll discover the missing butterfly. Once again, use your Lumos spell, this time to attract the insect towards you. When it's following, lead it back to the picture, and when close enough, release the spell. The butterfly will rejoin the image, therefore completing the puzzle. Secondly, one of the most useful tools at your disposal is the REVELIO spell. This will reveal things that the player may not initially be able to see, such as chest locations and field guide pages. My advice for REVELIO would be to use it constantly, especially when you're entering a room or when nearby a statue or monument, as they are normally a good place to locate the guide pages. Everything found is useful to the player, whether it be some new clothing or experience points, for example. Speaking of chests, most people will have noticed the magical ones, where the eye of it follows your every movement and reacts to you getting too close. These chests are locked up tight, but there is a way to retrieve what's inside. Not far from the start of the title, there's a quest called Secrets of the Restricted Section. I won't go into detail of the task as to avoid spoilers, but one thing I'll have to reveal is that during the quest, the player will learn of the Disillusionment spell, granting you the ability to turn yourself somewhat invisible. When you encounter one of these chests, make sure to stay out of sight for a moment so the eye can't see you, then perform the Disillusionment spell and sneak up on it. Each of these contains around 500 coins, so they are definitely worth looting. For our 4th tip, I want to give you some advice on the combat aspect of the title. I think the tutorial may mention this, but it's something that some players may have missed. When in battle, using combination moves will increase your ancient magic meter, which you can find to the bottom right of your screen. There are 2 separate meters, and when even just one is filled, the player can use a much more powerful ancient magic spell, which is a great use against the stronger enemies of the game. At number 5, here's another useful tip to help you during combat once more. In the game's pause menu, there is a collections page that you can explore. In this section, you can study each enemy that you have come across so far, detailing their strengths and weaknesses, giving you the advantage over your foes. Around the halls of Hogwarts, you may notice several of these strange puzzles. They look a little complicated, but they're actually pretty simple to solve. The first thing you need to do is activate the picture in the center. There are 2 separate scribblings, one with a single question mark and the other with 2. Next, you'll notice the images that are laced around the outside frame. Nearby, there will be 2 points that you can activate, one for each question mark. Now all we need is a simple bit of mathematics. Starting at the bottom left of the images, going in a clockwise manner, we need to count 0 to 9. The top picture we see, where the answer is 23, has the number 15 plus a dragon's head, which when counted in the order is number 2 on the frame. So we have 15 plus 2, which brings us to 17 of course. Now to get from 17 to our final number of 23, we need 6. So we need to find number 6 on the frame, remembering that they're labelled from 0 to 9 and not 1 to 10. This takes us to the lizard. Go to the point where you can alter the single question mark and roll the dice until you land on the lizard. Simple. Then just repeat the process with the lower picture, using the appropriate point, and then return to the now accessible puzzle. Inside are always some useful items. Whether you find, purchase or are awarded clothing items throughout the game, you'll discover that a lot of them are very good upgrades for your character. But what people don't seem to like is that their wizard stroke witch are attired with clothing that they don't like the look of, even if it's more powerful. But thankfully there's a way around this. When heading into the gear section of the game's menu, if you hover over the items compartment that you wish to alter, there's a button prompt offering you to change your appearance. Through this, you can select any other item you own of its kind, or simply remove the item from your player, and the ability points that it originally granted will remain unchanged. For a quick example, my witch is wearing a scarecrow sorcerer's hat, which brought my defense ability up to 62 points. And as you can see, when I removed the item, my statistics remained unchanged. This is applicable to all clothing items. If you're wishing to upgrade to some of these more new and powerful clothing items, you're of course going to need money. And one of the easiest ways to obtain funds is the many standard chests, which you'll find everywhere. The best thing about this is that nobody seems to care that you're helping yourself. Be sure, as I said earlier, to use the REVELIO spell to discover these much easier. Another way to obtain unlockables is to make sure you take on side quests. A lot of these will grant you experience points, but in some cases, specifically with the teaching staff at Hogwarts, you can learn new and useful spells, which you'll need to unlock particular missions later in the story. This is also a great way to get to know your fellow students too. Now our final one today. Back to the game's menu, you will see at the bottom the challenges option. Opening this will provide you with your overall progress so far in the game. If one of these 5 options has a marker upon it, it means that there's an item that you've been awarded but you've not yet collected. When you are awarded something, the game will prompt informing you of this, but it can be easily missed. Be sure to check this section quite often to keep your character up to date with the best equipment. That's my 10 useful things for beginners, and I hope you all enjoyed. Now as promised, the competition. On a quick note, I do realise that some of you had already entered this in a video that I had taken down, but don't worry, your name is still in the hat. For those who haven't entered so far, if you wish to win a copy of Hogwarts Legacy, either for yourself or maybe a friend or family member, all I need you to do is to let me know down in the comment section below, either who your favourite character is from the Harry Potter films, or indeed which of the films is your favourite. It's that simple. I'll be announcing the winners on my community page and over on my Instagram too, which you can find using the video link in the description. The closing date is the 24th of February 2023. Thank you all for watching. I hope you learned something here today. You've been listening to Phil of Philby Gaming, and I'll see you all in the next one.